4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go Facebook Live.
Facebook lovers, and hi everybody, my fellow Toastmasters and very welcome guests. Thank you for joining our online meeting today. It's a Saturday, and traditionally for most of people it's a family day, but nevertheless we're all here, and it tells a lot about us and about our time probably we live in. Indeed, it is a very, very interesting time we live in, very challenging, very different from what we had before. I think you would agree, everybody, right? It's time for big and quick and really radical changes. And we all have to, I don't know, change, learn, gain some new skills, because these tools would help us survive, build our life and future. And ability to speak up is one of those skills which everyone has to learn, because it will be in a very high demand. Toastmasters format is one of the ideal, because it is friendly, it is affordable, and yet efficient way of learning of public speaking. So our today's event is dedicated to the other events, right? It will take place in next Saturday at 1 o'clock for 3 hours. And where we hope that we will provide a very efficient workshops about how to nail your online presentations. And considering the situation in the world now with the COVID, it is obvious that many important decisions now are made virtually during online meetings, interviews, and pitches. And I would like to start today with introducing our main participant. There are 5 speakers. Toastmaster Nooch.
Hi, I can, but I cannot unmute my video.
All right, okay, no worries. Yeah, so Toastmaster Nooch, then Toastmaster Jinda.
Good afternoon.
Yes, hi, how are you today?
I'm good, lovely to be here.
Oh, great. Toastmaster Rob.
Hello, great to be here. I'm glad to be part of this event.
Oh, good to hear you. Toastmaster Pierre.
Hello, everyone. Nice to be here. Very excited.
Good. And last but not least, Toastmaster Ramesh.
Hello, Bela.
Hello, how are you?
Very good. Looking forward.
Nice. So now we'll start talking longer. So I would like to start with Toastmaster Nooch. She's a very important person in our district. She has been with Toastmasters for more than a decade. And now she occupies position of head of marketing, and it's called Club Growth Director. So Toastmaster Nooch, stage is yours. I mean, screen is yours. Please introduce yourself maybe more and tell us what is Toastmasters and who are those Toastmasters and how they are different from regular human beings.
Thank you, Bella. And thank you for this opportunity to introduce to you Toastmaster International. Let me first give you a brief definition or story of Toastmaster International. Toastmaster International is a non-profit organization that teaches public speaking and leadership skills through a network of clubs. We headquartered in Inglewood, Colorado, and we have membership exceeding 358,000 in more than 16,800 clubs and in 143 countries. Established in 1924, we help people to communicate or become a confident communicator, speaker, and leaders. And District 97 is part of Toastmasters International. And we cover 44 clubs at the moment, spanning across 5 countries: Cambodia, Laos, Myanmar, Thailand, and Vietnam.
So can you tell me what kind of problems people face and how they can benefit from joining Toastmasters?
Thank you for the question. Glad you asked me. In today's challenging time, many professionals find themselves in unsatisfying position or jobs. Worse, some might be unemployed or losing hope for perfect job. So giving yourself a competitive edge is very crucial, more than ever now, because that will help you to land the perfect job that you're looking for or to advance your career. So on this Saturday, June 20, from 1 to 4, District 97 will give you a gift that we would like to teach forward, because we have been benefited from Toastmasters, and we would like to share this gift with you with our online Nail Your Online Presentation workshop.
I don't know if we have time for another question, but I'll try. So recently I read this one good quote. So tell me the fact and I will learn. Tell me the truth and I will try to believe in, but tell me a story and I will never forget. So when you say about these Toastmasters, how can you tell me a little story about yourself or somebody else whose life was changed after joining Toastmasters?
Gladly, I can share my story. I was very reluctant speaker, introvert myself, still introvert, but when I first called to present in front of a board of directors at my organization, I was shaken. I cannot structure my speech. Then I finally decided this is the time to join Toastmasters. And for the past 5 years that I joined, I find myself improved a lot in terms of presentation skill. And now I'm practicing online presentation skills as well.
So did it change your career? I mean, did you get higher position at work or get recognized better at work?
Yes, I got promoted at work. And also now I'm the consultant in human resource and organization development. And it's helped me a lot in approaching and connecting with my clients and even with my teacher, because I teach sometimes.
In the UK, for example, some employers pay membership fees for their employees who join Toastmasters Club. Is there any similar practices in Thailand? So your employer encourages you to be a part of Toastmasters or not?
Yes, my employer encouraged me. At first, for the first year, the organization paid for our member fee, but we think that we should have ownership of our own development. So second year, we start paying our own. And it's very cheap because it's just a cup of Starbucks coffee per 6 months.
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree. So shall we go to the other speaker, currently a member of Bangkok Toastmasters Club, right? Yes. Right. So now I would like to introduce another member of your club, Bangkok Toastmasters, is a Toastmaster Jinda. So somebody said just like once Toastmaster, forever Toastmaster, you know, because it is like a community, it is like lifestyle, it is like-minded people in pursuit of excellence, I would say.
Correct.
Would you agree?
I agree.
Yeah, we have a lot of things in common, I would say. Yeah, thank you, Coach.
You're welcome.
So I would like to go to our second speaker is Toastmaster Jinda. She has a very impressive portfolio. When I read, I thought, my goodness, it's possible. She is already district champion, Toastmaster, the winner of the international speech contest. Toastmaster Jinda joined Toastmasters Club 5 years ago, right, Jinda? And since then, you just achieved such a sky level, I would say, rocketed to the success. And you are a member of Bangkok Toastmasters, right? At the moment. And despite you, all your life, you were piled up with documents, all of a sudden you decided to open up to the world and start practicing public speaking, right? And you enjoy it. And can you tell us what made you make this important decision, how it changed your life?
At the time, I was applying for a scholarship. And I thought that I was a quiet person and I needed something to open myself up, not just to put on there, not on the application, but to really open myself up for that. So I decided to join Toastmasters. I was an active member from 2014 until 15 and then 16 and away for a while. And then now I'm back. Still, I believe that to practice communication skills at Toastmaster really opened me up and helped me enhance my communication skill and to present myself with confidence in every angle of my life. Back to you.
So on the 20th, on this upcoming event, on 20th of June, you're going to be a master of table topics. Can you explain people what is a table topics? And what is going to be like and what kind of things you're going to do with the audience?
The table topic session is a session that we do at our Toastmaster meeting every week. It's a session in which we get to practice our impromptu speaking to answer a question of our feet. The question could be a question, it could be a statement, it could be a quote, or it could be a picture. Last week we had a picture of a bird with a head of a tiger, and the question is, if you were that animal, would you see yourself as a tiger or as a bird? So I would say it is the funnest session of Toastmaster. And let me talk about the time frame. You have 2 minutes to respond to the question. And that is something very neat here, because just like Dr. Nut mentioned before, that right now everything is almost virtual. So you can nail the online job interview, and that is something unprepared. Of course, the question you cannot prepare, but you can prepare. What you can prepare here is the kind of confidence. You can prepare yourself with all the questions, even though those questions were not asked in the job interviews, but you will have the kind of confidence in your pocket going in the room and then still leave the interview room or even leave the screen with confidence. Back to you.
Jinda, maybe you share 3 tips how to be a better table topic answerer. How to respond better. I mean, just 3 tips quickly.
First, if you know that the question is hard, this is the tips that I was told several times already. First, just you can repeat the question and answer whether you agree or disagree. That gives you time to think about the answer. Second, add your personal story, personal experience there, because with a job interview, if you have the personal experience to add, it is something that the interviewer would know that you had the thing for the job. And get to the point.
Conclude.
That is very essential, because sometimes you answer the question, but you did not did not get to the point of the question. This was something that I was taught by my Toastmaster friend also. Get to the point. back to you.
Thank you, Jinda. I can't wait for your table topic. I'm sure it will be very interesting. So
Thank you.
now I would like to move to our next speaker. It's Toastmaster Rob. I know him personally, Rob Palmer. He used to visit our Chiangmai Toastmasters Club, which is officially the best Toastmasters Club in the world. So anybody is welcome if you're ever in our beautiful city. So please welcome. And Rob, he's a person who related to the digital world, not just like from books. He is one of the pioneers of the industry. He started making money in the internet before the majority of population even heard about the internet. So of course it is absolutely logical. So that he has so much experience. So it would be shameful not to share with people these loads of information he knows about online experiences and things. And stage to you, Toastmaster Rob. Let's start with your workshop where you're going to share tips how to be more persuasive, more efficient speaker, interviewee online. Please, Toastmaster Rob.
All right. Okay. So obviously we're all living in changing times, and the trend of doing interviews online has been happening for a while. Over the last few years, for job interviews, more and more people have been doing them online, and also for things like podcast interviews. A lot of those have been happening online as well. But now with the whole kind of lockdown situation, that's really kind of pushed the trend to a whole new level, and a very high percentage of meetings are going to be online, certainly for now, and I think for a long time in the future. So it's a really good skill we all need to learn. It doesn't matter what kind of interview you might be doing. So it could be a job interview, could be a podcast, or some kind of a vlog interview, or any kind of interview. It's similar to doing a face-to-face interview, but it's not the same. And there are lots of skills, extra skills, and tactics and techniques you need to learn. So what we're going to be talking about is how you get into those, and how you make sure you present yourself as professionally as possible when you're doing an online interview, and how to make sure you kind of get the result you want. You win the job, or do a great podcast interview, or whatever it is.
Yeah, I understand that you're not going to reveal all the tips now, but still, can you, I don't know, tell now something which would attract people and encourage them to join the workshop? How is your workshop is unique compared to others? We have so many gurus now saying, advising, and from every corner.
Sure. Well, okay. Well, it's based on my kind of in the trenches experience. I've been doing Zoom interviews for several years, and I've been doing kind of online interviews of one sort for a lot longer than that. So I've been on both sides of the fence. I've been on like podcast interviews and doing that kind of thing, but also I've interviewed people for hiring them for a job and things like that. So I've seen it from both sides, and I've learned myself along the way. When I started, I was making basic mistakes with things like lighting and the technology, and getting the audio right and getting the video right. Not necessarily hard to do, but you just need to know what the possible issues are and how to fix them. So the idea really is to pinpoint those simple things you can do to really help you ace that interview. So you don't have to spend a lot of money. You don't have to to put a lot of work into it. Some of these things you can either free, or it's just the way you present yourself, or very cheap way to improve the way you look and present yourself on
Rob,
camera.
I know you are a member of Bangkok Advanced Toastmasters Club. Can you tell a few words about your club and maybe how this participation, being a member of Toastmasters Club, helps you in your business and in these workshops? I mean, preparing these workshops.
Yeah, sure. So I'm a member of Bangkok Advanced Toastmasters Club, which is a great club. We try to make education fun. So we try to maintain a high standard of education, but also have fun while we do it. So that keeps us interested, and especially in the last year or two, we've really developed a program of doing events outside the club as well. And so the kind of skills we're talking about are things that we've developed in practice while we've been doing this, and especially the last few months where we've been forced to do meetings online. We've obviously learned a lot from that as well, and from kind of being taking part in those meetings and also being Zoom master and Toastmaster today, I've learned a lot, and hopefully I can help other people improve their presentation skills too.
Right. Do you practice one-on-one teaching or something? Do you provide courses?
I provide courses, not kind of one-on-one, but I have a kind of membership program which people can join. So
Right.
things we do, but
Okay.
it's really all about business skills in general, and certainly online presentations are a big part of that. A very important skill to learn.
No, look forward for your workshop. Definitely we'll join and enjoy and learn
Okay.
something. Yeah, so now we move on to our next speaker, Toastmaster Pierre. He's from Bangkok. Toastmaster Pierre joined Toastmasters movement just a year ago, but already he is a president of Siam Toastmasters Club, as I'm not mistaken, right?
That is correct, yes. I'm the president of Siam Toastmasters Club.
Pierre, he is the owner of the real estate agency in Bangkok, and it was very modest of him not to reveal this information, but still I'm going to reveal it because he was very, very successful in selling condos and houses in central Bangkok and have hit company sales target to the impossible levels, as far as I know. So definitely you are very, very precious professional. And then I think many people will be interested to hear how you achieve such a high results and how Toastmasters Club probably helped you to improve your performances and your business. And in your workshop, which is about nailing your sales pitch presentation, which is quite impressive because you're saying every one of us can be a good salesperson, which I personally doubt. There are still some exceptions, including me, but still I'm very curious to listen if it is possible, because it's never late to learn. So Pierre, would you mind to share more information about your upcoming workshop?
Thank you for selling my profile, Bela. Yeah, actually, you're a very good salesperson. You actually sold my profile better than I would sell myself. I think with any group of people, there's always two types of people. There's the people that say they're amazing at sales, they can sell ice to Eskimos. And then there's the complete opposite, and people like you, and actually people like myself, that think when we started off, we're not good at sales. But sales is actually a very simple skill. It's about understanding the other person you're communicating with. It's about building a relationship. So very often people focus on technique. They want to have a sales pitch line. They want to have something like, if you don't buy from me, you're going to regret it all your life. Or things like, if I didn't believe in my product, no one else, I wouldn't be selling that kind of product. But the truth is, it's not about, funny lines and techniques. It's about the mindset. It's about just talking to the person like you would like to be talked to. And everyone can do that. I don't think it takes special, unique skills. I don't think that people are born salesmen. I think people develop it as they develop in life. So that's basically the essence of my workshop.
Mm-hmm. So does it mean that we need to know more about human psychology and people's experiences to judge them and like predict what they want. I don't know what what do you mean by the right mindset? How I would just know what the people want?
By asking questions. A lot of questions. The thing with going into any communication, with going into any interaction with someone, you don't know the person. You might know the company they're from, you might know their profile, but you don't really know that person. And the easiest way to know that person is by asking questions. The easiest way to know that person is by asking questions that allow you to define what is their pain points. How can you make their life better with your product or your service? I sell real estate. Most people focus on the features. They go, oh yeah, amazing view, amazing penthouse. It's got beautiful, amazing flooring. But people don't buy a penthouse because of the flooring. A lot of people who buy penthouses buy because of status. You have to get down to what they really want, what makes them tick. So yes, there is a bit of psychology, Bela, but honestly, it's about having a communication, having a conversation with your client, with your prospect.
Right. I know that you used to work for one of the elite property agencies and consultancies in the UK, and now you work in Thailand. Are there any difference in selling techniques between the Western and Eastern countries?
I have noticed in London, people are a bit more conservative. I think there is more of an establishment. So they do want to see their property. They want to feel the property. They want to walk inside a physical apartment, condo. In Asia, I've noticed there's more risk taking. Like we sell a lot to Hong Kong, we sell to Singaporeans, and they take risk. I mean, they buy off plans. They buy off just a piece of paper and a brochure. And I find that pretty interesting. I think things move so fast here in Asia. That's why I love it here in Bangkok.
Mm-hmm. And to conclude, Pierre, can you tell us how useful for people who will come to your workshop this knowledge will be? I mean, would they be able to be a better sellers? Would you give them that practical tools, 1, 2, 3, what they have to do, a method maybe, I don't know, how to be better seller? Would you promise that?
The way you phrase that question, I have to say yes, but honestly, I'm quite humble. I believe that the best salespeople are quite humble. Look, I'm probably not the best salesman in the world, but I know I have experience. Since I've started working, I've been in sales. Sales has opened so many doors for me, and now I'm lucky to be owning my own business. I have a sales team, and that is thanks to the little ability I have, and I think I can share that with the people who join our webinar next week, and they might pick up a few tips that will hopefully make them more successful, that will hopefully broaden their horizons. I think sales is very, very important in life, and anyone can learn the skill.
I agree. Pierre, and to conclude my conclusion, can you say a few words about your Siam Toastmasters Club? I'm very curious. You are a president of the club, so I mean, just like a few words about your club and people.
Oh, it's the best club in the world. You mentioned Chiangmai, but I would say it's Siam Toastmasters Club in Bangkok. What I love about Siam Toastmasters Club is really the community. I won't lie, the first time I joined was to sell. I was like, oh, plenty of people to sell condos to. But then what I found was community. I found friends. I found people that support you, not because of what you do. They don't really talk about my career. Talk to you as a person. Oh, how was your day? Oh, you seem a bit tired today. And there's really that connection you don't get in other more business-oriented communities. Toastmasters is a community. I've met so many people who I can call friends, real friends, and that's Siam Toastmaster, best club in Bangkok.
I will definitely visit your club.
Yes, anytime you're welcome, Bela.
Yeah. And thank you very much. We look forward for your workshop next Saturday at 1 o'clock. And last and not, of course, least speaker of ours is Ramesh, Toastmaster Ramesh. He's from Bangkok as well, and he is CEO and executive manager and general partner of the organization called Kanzen Institute, Thailand. It is based in Thailand, but it is, as far as I understood, as a Thai branch of international organization with headquarters in Switzerland. And basically this organization is specializes on consultancy of different type of companies, including producers of physical items and IT products and all sorts of products, how to perform better, how to be competitive, how to be successful, sustainable, progressive, and all that stuff. And what may pay attention in the information in the files provided by our team about Toastmaster Ramesh, it was that like his radical approach to this this challenging time. He's saying we need to break and reevaluate, reinvent ourselves to survive and to succeed. So Toastmaster Ramesh, please tell us more. What do you mean about this? I like all this radical stuff. So I'm already with you, but can you give me more information about that?
Hello, Bella and everyone. Thank you very much for the kind introduction. It was very, very important for us, just to first a quick introduction about what Kaizen Institute is about. It's a continuous improvement, which is directly translated into English. It is an organization which is 35 years old, consultancy company, which is primarily focusing on continuous improvement, where the change management is the core essence of bringing those improvements. Right. Well, we at the Kaizen Institute have 5 core principles. As earlier we were, a few of the other speakers were talking about the understanding the customer requirement and delivering what is required and listening and empathy, etc., etc. So our core principles are, one of them is about going to the workplace and seeing the real issues or the problems and taking actions by providing appropriate or better solutions so that the process can be improved. Okay, now answering to your radical changes, what we are talking about, we at Kaizen Institute, we are obsessed with going to the workplace, whether it can be like in Thailand, we work with oil and gas companies. As you know, oil and gas refineries are not in like in Bangkok with the 10 or 20 square meter offices. It's all like in a few thousand square meters, such a huge refineries. And we used to visit there to solve their process related problems. And this, during this pandemic, has shaken up our entire organization, which is over 60 plus countries we operate, and all the business unit leaders, we come together in end of March to see that we have to break our core principles, which is going to the workplace, which is the client place, and we are no more allowed because the client business is partially open and they not allow the external parties to get inside. Then what we are going to do? Are we going to shut down our business? Definitely not. We in Kaizen have been always challenged to change our paradigm.
So what are you going, Toastmaster Ramesh, what are you going to share on during this workshop on the 20th?
Exactly, that's what I'm saying, that changing those paradigms, the old habits or the old ways, like we changed ourselves. That's going to be the core essence of that, how we radically changed our thinking. And now during this pandemic, still it exists in many parts of the world, very serious compared to Thailand, how we are delivering those projects virtually online, and how we create or bring those value to the customer businesses in terms of quality, delivery, growth, and also the motivation of their employees.
So you will teach people how to be a better communicator online in a corporate world.
And also solving the problems, and not only physically visiting them, but during this period, how they can virtually solve the customer real problems.
Okay, very interesting. I can't imagine what it's like, but yeah, I believe it's gonna be something, yeah, insightful. So you hopefully will share some specific stories, how it works, your methods work, because you said you work with 60 different companies and advising them how to be efficient. So definitely you will find a couple of cases which will be very, very showing this, how it works.
Absolutely.
Right.
I will be having one of the cases in Thailand. So that would be very insightful for the customer.
Absolutely. And maybe your experience about being a Toastmaster, Toastmaster Ramesh, you belong to the club, which is called what? What's the name of your club?
Also Holy Redeemers.
Holy Redeemers. Right. So you joined just a couple of years ago, right?
That's right.
And you felt that need, yeah, internal need that you need to also practice your public speaking. Why you joined the Toastmasters?
Well, very good question. Earlier, I mean, I used to be a corporate employee working for multinationals in Europe and also in Asia. And during that period, you know, I've been talking to all my senior executives or this board of directors only within the organization. But I never interacted with the top management externally, quite frequent. But in this consulting business, what I am currently going through, meaning as a business, is I need to interact with the owners and the CEOs quite frequently and very divergent in terms of business and also their level of understanding. So we need to be very precise and we need to get to the point because talking to those high ranked people or need to be very clear-cut objectives. So that's one of the key points where I engaged myself since 2018 to join Toastmasters.
Wow, quite a long time.
That's right.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ramesh. I think we came to an end. So I would like to wrap up our meeting. Just saying thank you very much. I can't wait to see you again next week, Saturday. I'm going to sacrifice it with my great pleasure and to learn a lot and to enjoy communication. And hopefully it will make me a better communicator and a human being and Toastmaster. Oh yeah, yes, okay, yeah, again. So I'll go from the start. Toastmaster Nuj, are you still here or sleeping there?
No, I'm still here.
Okay, nice to see you again. How do you feel?
Great. Very
Did you
excited
enjoy?
about next week. Yeah.
Great. Yeah. See you on Saturday. So next, Toastmaster Jinda Champion.
Don't forget to register and follow us online. Our Facebook page, District 97.
Yeah, Toastmaster Rob.
Hello. So I say that if you want to impress your interviewer, your boss and colleagues with your presentations, you must join us next week. See you there.
Good. We'll be there. And Toastmaster Pierre.
Yes, of course, Bela. If you want to be more successful, if you want to make more money, or if you have nothing to do, please join us next week. Thank you.
Okay, that's a good option. And Dr. Ramesh, Toastmaster Ramesh.
That's right. Okay. If you would like to start making improvements, not staying at home during the pandemic, but to make improvements, join us next week, Saturday. Looking forward for that.
Thank you very much. And that's it. We thank you guys. Hopefully everybody enjoyed and see you next week then.